String copying functions, 14.7. String copy functions, there are two versions. One is strcpy copy, strncpy. Always you remember, not only in this function, in other functions also we use n. N always represents specified number of characters. With the relevance to that context we understand, n represents specified number of characters. Here, first string copy. String copy function, the syntax is like this. There are two strings. One is T, other one is S. S string, S represents source, T represents target. You are copying a string into T string. Always remember, this may be a syntax error. Generally, people may write source and target. Not that. Target and source. That means, here you see, char, name 1, Amrita. Now, char, name 2, 10. Here you see one more point. Here we are initializing. That's why you need not give size. Of course, if you give size and all, correctly give. Number of characters, actual number of characters plus 1 you give. Otherwise keep quiet. So then here in this we want to copy. This is called source, this is called target. Amrita, this string we want to copy into this. What precaution you have to take? Minimum size of this, the number of characters in Amrita plus 1. Minimum size. That's why 10 I have given. There will be no wrong. But what it should not be done? It should be less than the size of the string. And plus 1. Actually in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 must be given. 8 or more you can give. But 8 or less than 8 you should not give. That point to remember. This is called source. This is called target. So target string should be given first. Source string should be given next. That what happens in the name 2 also, this is copied. When you write, you can test it. After copying, now how you write in this case? strcpy. First what you write? Target. Name 2, name 1. In this manner you write, and this string is copied into this, and if you can test it. Name 2 right, then you can find Amrita in that. In both, you can find in both. Now you see 14.6. In 14.6, source string is A to H, and target string with 10 size we have given. And next we see 12th line, string copy, target and source. Target and source. Target means that is we declared in 8th line, and source we declared in 7th line. Now what happens as a result of that? Target also has become A to H. Understand? Source string is copied into target string. And one more example we see. And 9th line, we have defined two strings. One is S, other one is T. S is Ekalavya, T is with 10 digits. Now you see string copy T, S. So yes, Ekalavya is stored in T string. Then as a result of that, when you write S, that is Ekalavya obviously, and T also Ekalavya. Then this is the functionality of string copy. Next, similar, one more version of this thing. Actually, depending on the requirement, different versions are provided by the C language. And what is the other version? String n copy. This is another function. For this, you have to give 3 arguments. T, S already explained. N also you have to give. N represents number of characters. Number of characters in source string, which how many number of characters from source string are to be copied into target string. That is the meaning of this. Now you see 14.7. S1, A to F, S2, G, H, I, J, K, L. Next S3. Three strings constants we have defined. And here you see S3 is also a string with characters. Which characters? Blank characters. Blank characters, six blank characters. Now, what we are doing, S1, S2 we have written. String n copy, see, string n copy, n copy, S2, S1, 3. What do you mean by this? Just think. S1 is the source. A, B, C, D, F. S2 is the target. G, H, I, J, K, L. Now, 3. What do you mean by that? 3 characters of S1, first 3 characters A, B, C are copied into S2 from the beginning. S2 from the beginning. So, they are overwritten. They are overwritten on overwritten, and as a result of that, S2 you see A, B, C, IJKL is printed. IJKL is printed. So, in that way, that is, suppose if a blank string, as it is, whatever are there copied. If it is not blank string, the characters, specified number of characters are overwritten. That point you have to observe. And next one you see S2, S1, 2. S2, S1, 2. Then actually 2 characters you want to copy from S1, present S1 string, 2 characters you have to copy into S1. Next one you see S3, S1, 4. First 4 characters of S1 are overwritten in S3. Then that is the functionality of that. Carefully observe. And one thing, simply seeing the code, you don't get anything. Just understand the syntax, functionality of a function, syntax a function. You make your own experiment. Don't see my programs also. What you want to do. Now take a string, copy it to other string. Take a string, take a specified number of characters into other string. In this way, don't follow my programs. Simply following my programs, you may not get much. So, these are general operations. So, you can perform independently. By that, you can crystallize your knowledge. And only by application. Once you apply, never forget. You need not 100 times if you study also, you may not understand the real functionality. So, one time if you write a program, 100% is registered in your brain. So, it is a weapon in your brain. Whenever this type of functionality is required, immediately it strikes. Then you can apply in the program. So, all the functions, string very frequently used, because text-oriented operations we perform very frequently. That's why all string-oriented functions you learn carefully.